did Xbox just completely mess up? So, I'm sure you guys are all aware now that Microsoft and Xbox have increased the price of Game Pass by 50%. So, instead of it being Game Pass Ultimate for $19.99, it went up to the Game Pass Premium for $29.99. And a lot of people have been outraged. And I understand. I mean, that's $10 extra. Are you even playing all of those games? Is it still worth it as far as the value is considered? And here's what I'm going to say. They've recently come off of 2 console price increases within the last year. And that's very unfortunate for the hardware, pricing. It's really hard in that hardware selection. And a lot of people say, hey, why would I want to buy an Xbox? Nothing's exclusive anymore. They lost the console wars. The Xbox One was trash. Hey, I hear you. I really do. You guys have some really good points. But let me take you back just for a second. And let's pretend that no one likes PC gaming. And I know that's a stretch. That's a really, really big stretch. Because PC is where it's at now, right? Well, when you look at the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 or even the PlayStation 5 Pro, at the end of the day, they're kind of doing the exact same thing. They're bringing the console experience to a TV or monitor, and PlayStation still really believes in its exclusives, even if it's just for a time. But nonetheless, they're pretty much the same thing. What really separated these two behemoths, aside from the games that they were putting out, was, hey, what do I want to play on? Where are my friends playing? What controller do I like? And a lot of the times, if you do get a PC, that will eliminate for both, right? So PC does have not only Game Pass for it, where you can play all of Xbox's titles, day one, etc. But also, more importantly, even if it's not on Game Pass, most of the time those Xbox exclusive games will end up on Steam. I think of games like Halo Master Chief Collection, Halo Infinite, Gears 5, etc. Forza, I believe, is also on there as well. Forza Horizon. I've seen it on Steam. I don't own it on Steam, but you get the point. And then you have PlayStation exclusives that may not be there day one, but will eventually come out, right? So I know that God of War and God of War Ragnarok took some time to get onto the system. Horizon Forbidden West and Horizon Zero Dawn both ended up on PC. Timed. It took a little over a year, but nonetheless, they're on there. You could even go as far as to say that PlayStation had the exclusivity aside from PC on Helldivers 2, and that obviously made its way to Xbox, but the common denominator is you can get all of these games on PC. Now, if you guys have watched my last video, you'll know that I'm kind of over PC gaming, but nonetheless, I can't deny the fact that it's a lot of really good value on the PC side of things. And I'm not talking about just making the build. I'm talking about there's no paid online. You can do emulators. You can use a lot of that stuff with Steam sales, or if GOG has it on sale, Epic gives out free games. There's a ton of value in PC gaming. But if you don't like PC, then before this price increase on Xbox, there was a really, really huge market to where you could but you could play so many games with Game Pass Ultimate. For $20 a month, you have so many titles you can choose from. And while that's not changing with the $30 per month, again, that's still a lot of money. I would like to also kind of throw out there and say, how many games are you playing to make Game Pass Ultimate worth it to you, for instance? I believe, aside from the day one Microsoft exclusives, I wasn't touching many games on Game Pass, and while I still thought it was worth it for that, at least for me to dabble and try the game, I just really didn't have the means to renew it when Halo Infinite multiplayer is completely free. Fortnite was free. I didn't have to buy Call of Duty. I bought it for PC when it first came out, but on Xbox I didn't have to buy it. But I stopped playing that game as well, and here we are. So, do I think the $30 is worth it now? I really think it depends on your budget for video games. For me, I'm not spending $30 per month to play that library when, for one, I'm already having time constraints of when I can play. And for two, that's $30 a month. That's expensive. I don't even pay for Netflix. Like, my kids will watch the cartoons that are free on like the LG TV app, and there's food like the free movie apps and stuff, like, or they watch YouTube. Like, that, it is what it is. We're in such a weird time in 2025 where people are wanting to save costs on so many things, and I do keep hearing this, the tariffs. It doesn't matter what it is. Video gaming is expensive now. We saw the $80 games introduced, with Nintendo, that are like they've stuck with it. We've seen price increase in Game Pass. PlayStation's also increased their console prices, so there are a lot of price increases all across the board for all of the major companies. And that's okay. I'm just going to try to save a buck where I can, Do I prefer physical video games still? Absolutely, I do. With Xbox, it's a little bit different because, like, the Game Pass codes or the CD keys, whatever they're called for the Switch. I forgot what they're called. Game keys, game card keys, whatever. Like, that's what Xbox did for a very long time. And I don't really care about that. Like, I don't mind at all to go and buy a physical video game. I also don't care at all to go and buy a digital video game. However, I will say I don't buy a lot of digital games, with the exception of Hades 2, because I had to play that game. $29.99 is not a bad deal for that. And yeah, you could argue, well, $29.99 on Game Pass gives me all of these games, but Hades 2 is worth it. It's really good. I'm going to support the independent developer. I liked Hades 2, and I did buy it digitally for my Nintendo Switch 2, and I'm going to keep playing it. Will I eventually own the physical copy? Who knows? That's $50, and I've already bought the game, so who knows? Probably not, but nonetheless, I like having the option. Anyway, this is not digital versus physical. This is Game Pass worth it? Did Xbox just ruin themselves? And the one last thing I'm going to put into your guys' mind is when you look at the video game industry now, and you do see a big shift towards PC, you see a big shift towards a digital media, people tend to forget about cloud gaming. And if there's one thing Microsoft, not just Xbox, but Microsoft has done great, it's cloud program in general. The new Office is a cloud-based system. They have the storage. I mean, everybody has cloud storage, I feel like, at this point. But if you notice on some of the Game Pass changes, they talk about streaming the games. And with Game Pass, you were already able to stream some games, but now they're increasing that, and it's going to be an even bigger resolution. Samsung TVs will already be able to play Xbox games if you were a Game Pass member with cloud gaming. Dude, you don't even have to have an Xbox. Your phone, you can also use that. The iPad, it's cloud. I say all that to say I know PlayStation has dabbled in it, like they have the PlayStation Portal, which is an awesome device from what I can see. I've never personally played one yet. But Xbox is no longer focused on hardware. They're no longer focused on just Game Pass. Because while Game Pass is $30 and you can put all this on Xbox and all this on PC, cloud is the answer. And if they start now, they're going to take it all over. For instance, think about all of the developers and companies in general. Microsoft has bought out. In 2 years, there's not going to be another Xbox. Microsoft and the Xbox team are going to be so focused on cloud gaming that even poorer countries than most will have access to their games with just their phone, because everybody wants a really good phone, even in the poorer countries. And even if you don't have a super expensive phone, you can still get a decent experience with cloud gaming. Now, it's not where it should be just yet. It's not perfect. But it's come a long way from just 2 years ago. And Xbox does not want to worry about putting out, the game, so to say, on Xbox or PC. They want to put it on your phone. They want to put it on your iPad. They want to put it everywhere where some average consumer can be like, oh, hey, I can pay $30 per month and have this whole list of games and not even have to install anything on my phone or on my really, really bad PC that's never supposed to be a gaming PC. Google Stadia was a really great example of this. And while Google Stadia did not do well, you could still take any type of PC and stream a video game to it. And that's what their goal is. So, did this stop them from achieving that goal? Absolutely not. I always said, especially when I worked at GameStop, and that's actually where I got this Game Pass shirt from, or I'm sorry, it's not Game Pass, it's Xbox shirt. The All Access. Anyway, I always said that Game Pass is the Netflix of video games. And it was limited to Xbox, and then reached out to PC, and now it's on your phone, your tablet, your TV. It's going to be the Netflix of video games across all platforms. Make fun of the advertising all you want about this as an Xbox, but that's the goal. And that's the future of video games. And whether you want to jump on that or not, that's on you. I prefer not to be all cloud gaming, but just give it a couple of years and it's going to be very streamlined and very easy to use. So do I think Xbox lost? Do I think that their company is dead? Absolutely not. I think that they're actually getting ready to springboard so high, even with the $30 for Game Pass, because it's about to be Netflix on every platform. If you didn't like Netflix at the price that they have now, hey, totally understandable. Most people don't. I didn't. But you have the ability to consume Netflix constantly on anything. You will now have the availability to consume games on anything. And honestly, that's very consumer friendly. So, while they may have lost in a console war, have they lost on some of their exclusivity titles? They're going to win. I'm not going to say next generation, but they're going to win in the long run when people all over the world are going to be able to play any game they want through their service. And I love Xbox, and I specifically love Halo and Forza Horizon. And it kills me to see them struggling over these years. I'm not saying this is a saving grace, but I do think that they're going to move in a new level. They, like poker, decided to get up from the current table that they're playing at because they were losing. They switched to table, and now they're going to be the best people at that table. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, this is not a console war discussion. I'm not saying that I'm all for the price change in Xbox because I'm not even a Game Pass member. But I am curious to see what everybody else thinks. Until next time, you guys have a fantastic day.